This shit's very scary. Now, this is a good old-fashioned spooky tale from Hawaii, and this picture is wonderful. Like, we're going to put this up somewhere. I think it's great. What? Why are you laughing?
No, the picture's good, but it's very obviously a volcanic rock that looks like a spooky dude.
Absolutely fucking not. No, you're watching. That's the still.
I'm looking at the still, yeah.
No, you're looking at the still. You got to see the video, dog.
The video?
All right, let me
I thought
unpack it.
I thought the whole thing was just a still.
No, it's a live photo.
Oh, it's a live photo.
It's a live
okay, I
photo.
didn't see any links.
So I'll just set it up. So a runner that was going through, they were doing the Hawaiian Ultra Running Team's Trail, which is a 100-mile endurance run around the area of Oahu. Now, this was in 2019. And I guess it's a 20-mile loop through the Honolulu Mauka trails. Definitely nailed that.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's apparently extremely difficult because the one thing I did learn in Hawaii when I went the one time is that the natural sections of Hawaii are not as lush as you would expect them to be. They're actually they're rocky.
Yeah.
The natural trees in Hawaii are brambly, and they are not suitable for your precious little manicured feet.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, you have to cover them in vinegar and put little sakis on. That's true.
Really?
Oh yeah. You got to spray your shoes down because not spores. I learned a lot in Hawaii.
That's good. That's good.
And the white man that said now had become vaguely went as Tao, but we know his name was Ryan.
Yeah,
because he said he was from North Carolina.
Yeah.
But it was a very hard trail, and she was out in the middle of the woods. This runner, Nikkei Borlees, and she said that she wanted to see what you did. So she went through halfway through, and she was an ultra marathon runner by trade. And had never significantly hurt themselves before. And so as they were going through this trail, they hurt themselves very bad, hurt their ankle. Afterwards, looking through the memories with their partner that was running with them, being like, oh my God, Cassie, my friend. All right, you taking pictures of me, right? Keeping trails right behind me. I want to take a look at some of that footage that you took. And on one of them, you see it. It's a little video. If you do see, it's a live video. There is footage of it. It was on the New York Post and a couple other sources. You see what looks like an ancient, scary man come into being. It looks like it is stepping through the woods, and then it materializes on the other side and then quickly disappears. They both said they saw nobody, right, when they were running on the trail. So this is some kind of phantom picked up by this camera. But what's really interesting is that it fits this concept, this like Hawaiian folklore scary tale about this thing called night marchers. Now, night marchers are it's again, very, very scary, very scary. The idea is that they were warrior ghosts of old school, like the old days, back in the chiefs and the kings. And then what they would do is continue to walk the same I guess trails or pathways that their king or their chief, whatever that they were serving at the time did. And apparently, you would maybe sometimes see the king amongst them. It's a troop of ghostly men that walk through the jungles of Hawaii. And then if you come across them, you will die an extremely violent death.
Sure.
And it's awesome because sometimes they make noise. If the chief that they originally served in life liked noise, because I guess it's true. Some chiefs like silence. Some chiefs like music.
Okay.
You heard about this? You seen this?
No, I haven't seen this. So some Hawaiian chiefs like music. Some of them preferred silence. And then others would like sing songs.
And some chiefs would never have anyone walk behind them. So the night marchers would walk in front of them. And some chiefs would never have anyone look upon their back, because they feel like someone would sneak up on them. So the night watchers would walk, but it's like opposite, would walk in front of them. And then some chiefs, they trusted their warriors so implicitly that they would travel amongst them. And then you would see them, the same chief, be on a hammock amongst the night marchers walking through.
So you're saying that they worked out this legend where any possible scenario could be true?
Yes. They've had a long time. You know what I mean? This is the night marchers.
Sometimes they march in front of them. Sometimes behind them. Sometimes amongst them. It's like, that's everything. That's every possible position.
Exactly. Because it can't be anything. That's what they're saying. It can't be anything, as a matter of fact. Yeah. But it's the only way to defend against the fate of accompanying and being approached by a night marcher. She was to lay down on the ground, face first in the dirt.
And piss yourself.
That would help.
No, that is actually part of the legend.
Because you have to defame yourself. You have to defenestrate. Is that the term?
No, defenestrate means to throw something through a window.
What?
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah, there was a Garth Ennis and John.
The action of throwing someone out a window. Yeah.
Garth Ennis and John McCrae created a wonderful character for the comic book Hitman called the Defenestrator, who would walk around with window panes and he would throw his. It was the Section 8. It was like him, El Bueno, whole but six pack. Great superhero team.
That's very funny.
Beitor.
That's extremely funny. I have to see this. But obviously, this woman didn't die a violent death.
Yeah,
she's still alive. So maybe the night marchers didn't catch her, or maybe catching the picture of her didn't, or maybe the fact that she defenestrated. Maybe she embarrassed herself by pulling out of the run early.
Sure.
And that made the night marchers go, well, you know.
Not defenestrated, not defamed.
What's
she
the term?
Debased herself.
Debased herself.
Debased.
And it's like, it's throwing yourself at the feet of someone. I forget what that term is.
I think it's debasement.
Whatever it is. It doesn't matter. We're locked in this. Now we're stuck in this. But the night marchers, maybe.
Supplication.
I don't know.
I'm pulling out my mind thesaurus.
I don't see it. You need to bring one.
It's in my head.
You need to bring one to the studio.
It's on my computer.
It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. But I guess I don't know why she didn't die.
Entreaty, plea, appeal, petition, solicitation, exhortation?
No.
Invocation?
None of it.
Beseeching?
Nope.
Begging?
No.
Pleading?
Throw yourself at someone's feet. Prostration. Fuck yes. I let that be dead time.
All right.
I let that dead time sit. I don't give a fucking shit.
Prostration. Yeah. That's a good one.
It doesn't matter because the night watchers didn't do anything. That's right. She's still fucking alive.
No, they just fucking. It was. I don't know what it was.
But you should look at the video because the video.
I did see the video. I watched it as you were talking.
See. It's very creepy.
Yeah, it's a figure is moving,
but it's another example of something that within the borders of Hawaii, it's extremely frightening to them.
Yeah,
they don't like fucking with it.
It's like the otter people.
Yes, and they don't like going out in the woods. I do think we talked a little bit about this previously, but I wonder if there's like side stories lpotl@gmail.com. If there's any research in this angle, places that just feel creepy.
Yeah.
Why? You know, like what comes about, like we talked about vortexes and vortices, right, in last episode. I do think that has something natural to do with it. We talked about like the plains of the UK. Why does where Stonehenge have this eerie feeling? Why do the deserts of Arizona, like where Grand Canyon, all these other areas, Sedona, like why does that have a special feeling? Why were the indigenous people around the Uinta Basin? Why the fuck did they were like, we don't go here. We don't like this place. They say the same thing. It's like, it's more so people within these tribal communities or this type of indigenous community were like, well, we never liked this place anyway.
Yeah.
And so like, there's got to be night marchers in it or something. There's like something to the area. I don't know whether or not it's just gypsum, because it could be gypsum, natural magnetics.
I think it's mostly because these are dangerous areas and tales are told to keep people out of those dangerous areas, and those things become cultural memory.
But if it's all forest, like the Uinta Basin, if it's all basin,
yeah,
most of the part. Why is
you wander
this
out in the basin? But you wander out in the basin, you starve to death.
But why is this section specifically creepy versus not? Because I know when Search for Skinwalker Ranch, which is a debatable quality show, but what they are spending a lot of their time on is this concept that there's a natural magnet underneath the ground, that makes people feel weird.
Yeah,
and that's why
that could be it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that magnets do make people feel very strange.
Yeah, ask ICP. They've been upset about magnets for years. They were the first ones to say it.
I mean, they were more in awe of magnets than they were upset about magnets.
They were investigating anything that's important to do, because I haven't.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very scary story. You know, it's also a fucking scary story. Which one do we want to jump into? We actually have a lot of good stuff.
We actually do. I mean, the one that I love this week that I absolutely adore is the old man in Brazil who fell down his own well.
Okay. I believe.
Well, I wouldn't say well. Well isn't, it's just.
It is not a well. It's a hole.
It's a hole.
Now, we all got dreams. Everybody has dreams.
Yeah.
Right, and there are times where, have you ever had a prophetic dream?
I've had dreams that later came true.
Yeah.
But it's nothing but, significant at all whatsoever. It's just like something happens. I'm like, I'll be driving down the road. It's like, oh, I had a dream about this. And it's not Nothing.
That's creepy, though.
Yeah, that's creepy.
That is creepy to me.
Yeah, that happens to me a ton.
Yeah, I feel like deja vu. I think it's in deja vu. Then they say something's got something else to do with like magnets. I'm just saying that today. I'm just saying that today.
And it's not deja vu because I know that like sometimes deja vu is. I know what deja vu feels like, but then there will be times when I'm like, I had this dream, this happened.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
but we have to remember,
But nothing of consequence at all.
But as a people, all right, I think we all have to we all see stuff in our dreams sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I see cool stuff in the dream every once in a while. Blue moon.
I had a dream the other day with Rob in it a couple of nights ago where like Rob kept calling me on the phone on my phone, but for some reason I had you in my phone as Rob, and I didn't know why, but I knew that if I answered the phone, then the world would end.
Well, yep, I think, wow, that's actually very frightening.
So Rob,
Very frightening.
stop calling me.
You stop calling him. You stop doing this. You stop putting him in this position. All right, no. When you have you can't always listen to your dreams because Rob needs to call Marcus sometimes. Okay, because he works on the network.
Yeah.
They need to communicate. So you can't always think that his call is going to elicit the end of the world.
Well, I think as long as I don't put you in my phone as Rob, then we'll be okay.
Key. That's the key. No, because if they did, they probably have a head injury. They probably are somewhere along the lines of Harrison Ford from Regarding Henry and used to be a powerful attorney who was kind of an asshole, and now they're a great mentally handicapped person. All right, because that is what makes you good. Somebody you need to switch.
Mm-hmm.
But this story shows that sometimes your dreams they're wrong.
Yeah.
And you got to be really careful. Now, a pensioner, a man by the name of João Pimenta da Silva, this is in Brazil, 71 years young, plunges 130 feet to his death down a hole he dug under his kitchen floor after dreaming gold was buried beneath his house in Brazil.